Hey, buddy, heroes in the back here. But yeah, on the 27th December 2022, so the other thing I wanted to mention, because it's sort of the concluding part of this Nordman type series. We've covered it a couple times. Mentioning leaving the dog Leon out in context of the Hugh Neff, not allowing Hugh Neff to run this year, and Nordman being up in Kotzebue in the Code Book 440. But really, to cut to the chase, should there be some sort of like a criminal charge against the Iditarod Trail Committee for abandoning that dog last year, like in terms of the legal looking at it that way, because the dog was out there, quote unquote, in the rules, it's under their jurisdiction. When the mushers are in the race, the dogs are under the jurisdiction, aka responsibility of the race organization. They have vets, they've got a lot of stuff. Things go wrong, and we can accept and acknowledge things go wrong, and we're not trying to paint this as something that it's not. However, when things go wrong, when we have a dog just gone, unaccounted for, it's not like the dog was injured or the dog died or something accidentally happened, or something medically happened with the dog. The dog is basically lost. And the people who lost it were the trail committee volunteers, and the trail committee staff have a responsibility, to select, to train, and to vet, and to supervise those volunteers when they're working with those mushers dogs. And the mushers pay, we're talking like $4,000 or $5,000 to enter this event, and it's only a 10-day event. So let's do that math. It's about $500 a day. The mushers are paying for this trail committee, to be able to handle those drop dogs and other, type of contingency scenarios that come up. So, okay, so this is an outlier scenario, number one. But then number two, we do have, like we mentioned, there's some issues with the veterinarian who was in Ruby. And, the fact she is the veterinarian, was she calling the shots on Neff's team last year? Only second time in Alaska, only second time in the race, and then also, like we mentioned, there's some issues with her background in California. Only second time in Alaska, only second time with sled dogs. So not the most experienced person. But all that stuff maybe went wrong. It's okay. But then the trail committee didn't do anything to go find Leon for months, leaving him out there, and they pushed the responsibility on Sebastian. Do they need to get criminally charged with animal neglect, animal abandonment in the state of Alaska, and be, beyond just being, because, those staff members, Norman, Urbach, anyone and everyone who was part of the race last year,